Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Hank Haney Podcast here on nofilter.net. You can see the Hank Haney Podcast on nofilter.net, and you can also see it on my YouTube channel. Hank Haney Podcast is where you can find it there. You can hear the Hank Haney Podcast on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts. Today's podcast is brought to you by Bet Online, which is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything online sports betting. Right now, you can receive a 50% free bet on up to $250 on your first deposit to bet on anything from the Olympics to baseball to Formula One racing. Bet Online has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. When the game's over, head on over to the online casino, get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of the over 150 slot games. Head to the website today to get in on the action and use the promo code BLEAV for your 50% free bet credit on your first deposit up to $250. Bet Online, the game starts here. All right, today's podcast, I want to talk about one of my favorite subjects. It's something that's become one of my favorite subjects, and that is Rory McIlroy. Rory McIlroy, I've been a fan of the Rory McIlroy's game. I'm not a fan of how much Rory McIlroy likes to talk, but I have to say, for a podcaster like myself, Rory McIlroy is the gift that keeps giving. Like he's like the fruit of the month club. I mean, he is always going to give you something. So at the Olympics, he was at the Olympics, and that was a weird thing to begin with. He didn't go to the opening ceremony. He went and played a practice round. He'd already played the course. That's where they played the Ryder Cup when Europe drummed us over there in France, LIV Golf or whatever it was called. And he'd already played there. So he goes and he plays, and everybody's over there playing a practice round, and he's over in Scotland at St. Andrews playing around over there. Not sure how that gets you better ready for the Olympics at LIV Golf. But anyway, that was the start of it. Then when he did show up, he made the comment that this was a great comment. I mean, this is what Rory does. He makes the great comments. He said, "Pro golf is a shit show." That's what he said. Pro golf is a shit show. Now that's pretty accurate. I mean, you got to give him credit for stepping up and saying it like it is. Pretty accurate. And he's referring to everything that's going on with the PGA Tour and LIV Golf and the public investment fund trying to invest in the PGA Tour, and they can't get any of their stuff together. So that's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate. He's saying something that a lot of people are thinking, but not many people are saying. So I give him credit for that. Rory McIlroy is the number 3 ranked player in the world. He has 2 wins this year. He has a win at the Zurich Team Championship. Him and Lowry win that thing. So that's kind of it's a win. It counts for a win on the PGA Tour, but it's not an individual win. But I guess it still counts as a win and then he won at Wells Fargo, which he's won there 4 times. Horses for courses. Nicklaus did the same thing. Tiger did the same thing. They'd win at certain courses like with regularity. And Rory seems to own Quail Hollow. I mean, just a perfect golf course for his game. And he's got a heck of a game. So there's a lot of golf courses that are good for his game, but that's one that's especially good for his game. And he wins it. Those are his 2 wins this year. He's played in 16 events. He has 6 top 10 finishes. Now, you look at Scottie Scheffler, he's played in 16 events. I think he's got like 14 top 10 finishes. You look at Xander Schauffele, he's played in 18 events. He has 12 top 10 finishes. So based on, and Schauffele won 2 majors this year, and Scottie Scheffler won the gold medal at the Olympics. He won the Masters, and he's won 6 other tournaments or 5 other tournaments. So he's won 7 total if you count the Olympics. He's had a big year and a lot of elevated events, big events. I mean, there's no, he's number one by a country mile. Rory's a distance third. Rory hadn't won a major since 2014. The highlight of his year was, or the low light, was not finishing off, giving up a 2-shot lead, which can happen. I was a huge defender of Rory. You're not going to close every time. Or I guess Rory thinks he's so good he should close every time, but Tiger Woods didn't close every time. And players who won more than 3 majors, I've said this statistic over and over again. They win 1 out of every 3 times they're in serious contention at a major championship, but somehow Rory thinks he was supposed to close out the U.S. Open. Automatic, shut the door, should be done. Hadn't done it since 2014, but no way it shouldn't happen. And guess what? It didn't happen. And you know what? Rahm didn't close out the gold medal at the Olympics. And, plenty of players don't close out when they get in position. And if you do it 1 out of every 3 times, you're doing great. Tiger was closer to 50%, but we're not going to confuse Rory or Scheffler or anybody else with Tiger Woods. We're not going to, we can maybe talk about Jack Nicklaus, but we're not going to confuse everybody else. So Rory this year at the majors, 22nd at the Masters, was never in the tournament, shot 77 in the second round, didn't break 70 one time, not even a factor. That's not the strongest major field, finished 22nd. That's the one he wants to win, career Grand Slam, and that's the one he's got to put away, not even close. PGA finished 12th, U.S. Open 2nd. Obviously, he had the lead there. Disappointed to not finish off when DeChambeau snuck in on him with the great finish he had. And then at the Open Championship, coming back after, he had a good Scottish Open, and then he comes back and he gets in there to the Open Championship, trying to redeem himself, and storybook story. He's going to come into the Open Championship and redeem himself for the U.S. Open collapse, which wasn't much of a collapse. 2-shot lead can go in a heartbeat at a major championship. But anyway, he's going to redeem himself, and he comes with 78, 75, MC, see you later. So this year has been, in his own words, like, a lot of almost, a lot of close, a lot of, nearly there. And he feels like he's played good, and he has played good. I mean, statistically, it's been a great year for Rory McIlroy. Tee to green, 2nd on the tour. Off the tee, he's the number 1 driver again this year off the tee. But tee to green, unfortunately, he's 2nd, and Scottie Scheffler's 1st. Off the tee, he's 1st, and Scheffler, I think, is 4th in that category. Approach shot to the green, Rory 28th. A little bit down from, he's usually top 10 in that statistic, not great. Around the green, though, 19th, really good. Putting 46th. This is one of his best putting years. And the key thing here is that he has not capitalized in the win column for what has been statistically a very, very good year of putting. Now, he's trended better in putting the last few years. For the most of his career, he's a average to below average putter on the PGA Tour, but 46 is not below average. Although it's not top 10, it's far from top 10. But I mean, Scottie Scheffler's dominating at being 90th in putting. Now Xander Schauffele, that's a different story. Schauffele's 9th in putting, top 10, and Schauffele's 3rd in strokes gained tee to green. So he's won the 2 majors with his stats. Rory's got 2 wins, won a team championship, won the Wells Fargo, but hasn't won the major. A different ball game when you play in the majors, for sure. Okay, so Rory's game. Where is it weak? 50 to 125 yards. He's 61st on tour. Not great, not terrible. But that's a statistic that Scottie Scheffler is running number one. Scottie Scheffler's like number one in most statistics, but that's a statistic he's number one in. Three putt avoidance, Rory's 71st, so he's that's about average. He's he's still throwing in too many three putts. Xander Schauffele, for instance, is first in three putt avoidance, and Scottie Scheffler is 37. So if you just kind of compare, it really does boil down to statistics. I mean that if I can look at all these statistics and I can say, Scheffler is far and away the best player. Statistically, if he putts decent, he's going to win. But he's first in tee to green. He's first in approach shots to the green. These are statistics I think are really important. First from 50 to 125 yards. First from 150 to 175 yards. I mean, it just and here's one for you. Scottie Scheffler's second from 15 to 20 feet on putts. And only 37th in three putt avoidance is not bad for somebody who's 90th on tour in putting. And then you look at Schauffele, and he's third in strokes gained tee to green. He's 11th off the tee, not as good as Rory, but still very respectable 11th. But he's ninth in putting, and first in three putt avoidance. So he doesn't piss shots away, and that's you look at all the statistics and it kind of lines up. 1, 2, 3, Scottie Scheffler, Xander Schauffele, Rory McIlroy. But back to my original statement. Rory McIlroy made the comment that pro golf is a shit show. He's referring to everything that's going on with the PGA Tour. He was tour policy board, then he was off the tour policy board, then they tried to sneak him back on there, and some guy said, hey, wait a second. And they threw up their hands and arms and said, no, you're not sneaking back on there. And now, but he's on the negotiating committee, which is negotiating with the Public Investment Fund, trying to get them to, throw in a few $1 billion. And they need to do something. Rory knows they need to do. Rory has changed his tune on a lot of things. He's changed his tune on the Saudis and the money. He's changed his tune on LIV a lot. He said, hey, those guys got to do what they got to do. They got, you get the feeling. Rory's like, I don't know if he's 1 foot out the door. But the door's cracked. Let's put it there. A lot of rumors still going around, and the rumors is that by the end of the year, if they don't get something done, the PGA Tour doesn't get something done, then Rory, there's still a chance Rory could go LIV. Like I don't know if that would happen, because he's got the Tiger Golf League, the TGL or whatever they call the thing, the simulator in the tent. That thing's getting ready to start up, and Rory's like one of the owners of that. So does he really want to? Does he really want to give up that? See, Rory will say that the purest golf events are the Ryder Cup and now the Olympics, because this is the same guy that didn't go to the Olympics in 2016. He took a pass. I went in 2020. 24, he loved it, thought it was great. Pure golf event. One of the, playing for no money is the purest form of it. But it's just, there's so much contradiction. There's so much hypocrisy. Like this is the same guy that he got $50 million from the PGA Tour for not leaving. He got contract on contract, like that Workday contract. That was Mickelson's contract. Mickelson left. They talked to Workday. Hey, throw it to Rory. We got to keep Rory happy. Rory, I know Rory got a lot of money from the PGA Tour to stick around. Not more than just the $50 million they dished him on this last thing, where they're dishing everybody a bunch of money that stuck around, and to reward them for sticking around. And so the fact is that there is a lot of contradiction all the time. So, it's not about the money. It's not about the money, but it is about the money. And this goes for not just Rory, but every single player on tour. And where there's smoke, there's fire. Like, you always hear that saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. There's been so much smoke, and every time there's been smoke, there's been fire. Like every single time. Like, think about it. Just go back to the last couple of years and think about all the smoke And every time there's been fire with the smoke, and it's every single time. So when you hear about something like these players always say, like, oh, I don't, they're rumored to go, and then they go, well, no, I want to play for legacy. And what play for legacy means, they didn't get to my number. They didn't get. I asked for a certain number, they didn't get to that number. I maybe even come back with a second number, they didn't get to that number. And now I'm playing for legacy because they didn't get to my. It's all, they all sat down with their agent. They all tried to figure it out. And I think this is just a theory I have. Now, this may not be true. It's just a theory. But this is Hank Haney Podcast, so it's my theory. Okay, and my theory is the whole money thing is just gnawing at Rory so bad. Like he can't get over the fact that he turned down all that money. This is the bottom line. He can't get over he's bitter about the fact that he turned down all that LIV money and the PGA Tour screwed him. That's what's got him just so annoyed. I don't think there's any doubt about it. The thing that's got him annoyed deep down, this is my opinion. Now, you can't tell how somebody thinking deep down. They'll say, Hank, somebody will ask him this at the next press conference. This is what they did. They like to bait him because they know they're going to get something out of him. I asked him at the Open Championship about something I said about his caddy. I said, I didn't say his caddy was a bad caddy. I didn't see his caddy couldn't caddy. I didn't say his caddy should be fired. I didn't say anything. All I said was, if Steve Williams was his caddy, he wouldn't have been flighting a 7-iron into the 15th hole at Pinehurst, number 2, in the final round of the U.S. Open. He'd have sent an 8-iron like he can, and not many people can. He'd have sent an 8-iron straight up in the air. That's all I said. I wasn't blaming the caddy. Caddy might have done an incredible job. I mean, Shane Lowry talked about this too. He said, it gnaws at me or it makes my blood boil when somebody says something like this. They took incomplete sentences and they just, asked him about something. First off, I don't know why the guy's got so much rabbit ears. His ears are bigger than mine, but the guy's got the rabbit ears going. And I didn't say the guy should be fired. That was a mistake. You make a mistake, and everybody makes mistakes. Doesn't mean you need a new caddy. I didn't say that. I just said there was a mistake. Oh man, pissed him off. Hank Haney's an idiot. Hank Haney doesn't know anything. I'd never take advice from Hank Haney. What does he know? Coached at the highest level for 35 years. 20-something tournaments a year on the PGA Tour for 35 years. What the hell do I know? I don't. I couldn't possibly. You know what? I couldn't possibly know anything. Is what I could know. I couldn't possibly know anything. But he's right when he says this, that pro golf is a shit show, and it's pissing him off. It's bothering him, and you know what? It bothered me too. I'm not saying this in see, this part won't be included in the clip, but I would bother me too. That's why I came up with this theory, because it would piss me off if I went to bat for the PGA Tour and then all of a sudden everything just changed around. And now Rory's flipped around and flopped around, and LIV guys, had to make their own decision. And, I think he thinks they got to let him back in, some of these guys. And I don't know if these guys even want to play. These people make such a big deal about LIV players coming back to the PGA Tour. None of these guys want to play. Rory's played 16 events this year. He's going to play the 3 playoff events, and he's probably going to play 3 more European Tour events. He's going to play 22 events. That's what he's going to play. Scheffler, done the same thing. Scottie Scheffler's played he's played 16 events. He's going to play the 3 playoff events. He's going to play 19 events. I mean, will he play something in the fall? Maybe. Will Rory play a couple in the fall? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, they might play 23, 24 events. I don't think Scheffler will get to 24 events. He's not going to play 8 more tournaments this year. No chance. These guys are all playing less golf. And the LIV Tour, those guys are playing 14 LIV tournaments, 4 major tournaments. That's 18. And do they want to play a little more? Would some of them want to play more? Would a Bryson DeChambeau and Rahm and Patrick Reed and would they want to play more? Yeah. I mean, does Dustin Johnson want to play anymore? Probably not. Do some of these guys want to play more? Maybe. Do a lot of them not want to play more? Oh yeah, because you know what? They got a lot of money and now they're playing less and they like it. They like the fact that, hey, this is, we're being paid to be entertainers. And the purest form of golf might be playing for free. The Ryder Cup, if you're rah-rah Ryder Cup, it's the greatest event in the world. And it's the way it should be. You play for free and you play for your country. I get it. Olympics, you play for free and you play for your country. And that's great. They think that. It's fine. But these guys are professional athletes. And they're out there to entertain and to play for money. And when you got a ton of money, like these best players have, they're happy to play for that gold medal. They're happy to play for that Ryder Cup. It's fun. It's exciting. And you saw the emotion with Scottie Scheffler when he won the gold medal at the Olympics. It's cool. Nothing could be better. But if you don't have the money, it's a totally different situation. So when all these guys talk about, this is the purest form of golf and this is this, and then stay an amateur the whole time, but no, you don't want to stay an amateur. You know what you want to do? You want to turn pro and you want to play like Scottie Scheffler and Jordan Spieth and Rory McIlroy, and you want to have like $500 million in the bank, or Dustin Johnson, and there's a big long list. Every one of these guys has gotten more out of golf in the last 2 years because of, as Rory calls it, the shit show that is professional golf. The shit show that is professional golf has made every single player on the PGA Tour, LIV Tour, whatever tour it is, it's elevated everything financially for all these players. And that is just a fact. That is just a fact. All right. Hope everybody enjoyed the podcast. Hit the follow button on the iHeartRadio app, wherever you get your podcast. And one more little plug. If you have arthritis, pain, joint pain, muscle soreness, try my Voodoo Pain Relief Cream. Go to voodoopainrelief.com and you can get it right there. It is 100% guaranteed. People order it over and over and over again. Greatest product on the market. Like 16 anti-inflammatory ingredients. Product works fantastic. voodoopainrelief.com. Go there and check it out. Hope everybody has a great day. Thanks for joining me on the podcast, and we'll talk to you soon on the Hank Haney Podcast.